Welcome back to another exciting journey where we uncover hidden treasures, stories of history, and surprises that may be lying quietly in your own home. Today's discovery will inspire you to look closer at the little details you might have overlooked before. First up, let's travel back to the year 1981, a remarkable time in the United Kingdom when the Royal Mint was producing everyday coins that people used without ever thinking twice about them. Among them was the 2 Pence coin, a small piece of copper that would go on to become a big deal for collectors around the world. The 2 Pence coin of 1981 carries with it not just value in metal, but value in rarity and history. This coin was struck without any special mint mark, which is one of the key reasons why collectors today chase it so passionately. The absence of the mint mark makes it stand out from the millions of ordinary coins, giving it a character and uniqueness that cannot be ignored. Why was this coin made in the first place? The UK's decimalisation system had been introduced in 1971, bringing in new coinage that replaced the older pre-decimal system. By 1981, the Royal Mint was still striking the new pence-style coins, but changes were on the horizon. Just 2 years later, in 1983, the wording on these coins was altered from new pence to simply 2 pence. That transition makes the 1981 version one of the very last of its kind, and that alone makes it historically important. Collectors are always searching for turning points, and this coin is exactly that. It sits at the border between old design and new, between what was once everyday currency and what would soon be considered rare treasure. Now here is where the excitement really begins. The 1981 2 Pence coin with no mint mark is not just a reminder of a time gone by. It is a rarity that sparks demand across the globe. Collectors in the UK, in Europe, and even across the Atlantic in the United States are willing to pay serious money to own one of these pieces. The beauty of coins like this is that they were never intended to be valuable. They were simply made for circulation, handed over the counter in shops, passed from person to person, and used to buy small goods. Yet today, one such coin can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in the right condition. And condition is key. A coin that has been preserved carefully, showing minimal wear, with its shine and details intact, is always going to fetch a higher price. Sealed coins, or those kept away from handling, are the dream of every serious collector. Imagine pulling out a 1981 2 Pence with no mint mark that looks almost brand new. That could be your ticket to a small fortune. So how much is it really worth? Some collectors have seen these coins sell for well over $3,500 depending on rarity, demand, and condition. Auctions often bring surprising results, where passionate bidders compete to own a piece of history. Your coin could very well be the star of one such auction, drawing attention and commanding a price that exceeds expectations. There is also the emotional thrill of ownership. When you hold one of these coins in your hand, you are not just holding a piece of copper. You are holding history, art, and value combined into one. That feeling of possessing something rare is priceless on its own, and that is what makes these coins so special. Every collector's dream is to find the one coin that others cannot easily get. The 1981 2 Pence with no mint mark is exactly that type of coin. It is not just another piece of loose change. It is a key to a story, a journey, and potentially a life-changing sale. Think about it this way. You may have a coin sitting in your drawer right now that could sell for more than an expensive luxury watch. And the best part? It cost you nothing beyond keeping it safe and recognizing its true value. That's the magic of numismatics. It turns the ordinary into the extraordinary, and the everyday into the exceptional. The 1981 2 Pence is proof that treasure does not always come from mines or seas. It sometimes comes from your pocket. If you are lucky enough to own one of these coins, don't underestimate it. Don't treat it as just another coin. Keep it safe, keep it sealed if possible, and know that you are holding something that could attract buyers willing to pay top dollar. The journey of this coin, from the mint in 1981 to today's collector market, is a reminder of how history and money come together. This is more than just metal. It is memory, rarity, and opportunity all rolled into one. So whether you are a serious collector, a beginner just starting out, or simply someone who stumbled across a coin in an old box, take this as your sign to check your change carefully. Because that little copper coin might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. Next up, the 1979 UK 2 Pence coin is one of the most fascinating pieces in British coinage history. Struck at the Royal Mint during the late 70s, it was part of the decimal currency system that had replaced the old pre-decimal coins just 8 years earlier in 1971. This coin carries the inscription New Pence, a title that was used until 1981 before the wording officially changed to 2 pence. The absence of any mint mark on the 1979 issue gives it a clean, traditional design, making it highly appealing for collectors today. No mint mark coins are often seen as special because they represent the standard strike of the Royal Mint. Yet when demand grows for specific years, these coins begin to shine in value. The design itself features the crown plume of feathers, the badge of the Prince of Wales, with the motto Ich diene, meaning, I serve. On the obverse, the coin proudly displays the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, which became iconic across British currency of that era. But why is this coin so valuable today? The answer lies in both history and collector demand. Coins from the late 70s and early 80s have gained massive popularity among collectors because they mark a transitional period in British coinage. The 1979 version sits right in the middle of that transition, making it an excellent target for those building complete sets. Another reason behind its growing value is condition. Coins from 1979 were circulated widely, and many were used in everyday transactions. Finding one in uncirculated or mint state condition is becoming harder each year, and when rarity meets quality, value always rises. At present, the 1979 2 New Pence coin, with no mint mark, can already fetch impressive prices in the collector market. Depending on condition and grading, it has been seen selling from hundreds into the thousands of dollars when offered in top-grade condition. Imagine holding onto a coin that most people once dismissed as small change, only to discover years later that it has become a prized collectible. That is exactly the story of the 1979 2 New Pence. The current market continues to surprise collectors, with certain auctions pushing the value higher than expected. When collectors compete for a specific year, the maximum value can shoot upwards, and the 1979 issue is one of those coins capable of producing big results. Looking at the future, this coin holds strong investment potential. As time passes, fewer and fewer coins survive in pristine condition, meaning that their rarity will only grow. Coins from the 70s are already over 4 decades old, and every year that goes by makes them more desirable to collectors seeking pieces from the 20th century. How high can the value of this coin go? Experts and collectors agree that as demand increases and availability decreases, the price can climb well beyond its current highs. In the future, we could see top-quality examples selling for several $1,000s, especially if graded by professional services and sealed for preservation. The maximum value it can sell for at this time is already eye-catching. A brilliant uncirculated piece, carefully stored and free from scratches, can attract prices over $2,500 in the right auction. Rare variants and coins with exceptional luster can go even higher, depending on the passion of the bidders. This is not just a coin, it is an investment in history. The late Queen Elizabeth II's portrait makes it a legacy piece, especially since her reign ended in 2022. Every coin featuring her younger portrait now carries even more emotional and historical weight, which fuels collector demand further. The charm of the 1979 2 New Pence coin is that it combines both accessibility and rarity. While millions were minted, the ones that remain in excellent condition are few, and that is what gives them their increasing value. If you are fortunate enough to own one, the smartest decision is to protect it well. Keeping it sealed, away from humidity, and avoiding unnecessary handling can secure its beauty and preserve its potential for the future. Many collectors around the world are now shifting their attention to coins from the 70s and 80s, and the 1979 2 New Pence sits at the heart of that trend. Its popularity is only expected to grow as time pushes it further into the realm of history. Selling such a coin can bring exciting opportunities. Whether you choose online platforms, live auctions, or coin shows, the competition among buyers can drive your coin's price much higher than you expect. It is this unpredictability that makes coin collecting so thrilling. Beyond money, there is also pride in ownership. Owning a 1979 2 New Pence is like holding onto a piece of British history that has crossed decades and now stands as a valuable treasure. The future looks promising for this coin. As generations of collectors continue to grow, and as the market expands internationally, the value of this coin can only trend upward. More people are chasing after coins that carry both history and beauty, and the 1979 2 New Pence offers exactly that. So when you look at this coin, remember, it is not just copper, not just currency, but a symbol of heritage, rarity, and financial promise. Its story is far from over, and the maximum prize it can command will only grow with time. Next up, the 1978 UK 2 new pence coin with no mint mark is a fascinating piece of decimal coinage that has captured the attention of collectors around the world. It belongs to a period when Britain's currency system was still relatively new, following the major changeover from the pre-decimal system in 1971. This coin was struck at the Royal Mint and carries the inscription New Pence, a style used on the 2 pence coins from 1971 until 1981, before the wording changed to simply 2 pence. That detail alone places the 1978 version within a short and collectible series. The design is striking, with the plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, representing the badge of the Prince of Wales. The words Ich Dien, meaning I serve, add both beauty and symbolism. On the obverse is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which became one of the most iconic portraits used on UK coins during her reign. This coin was built to serve as everyday money, yet its fate has been far more exciting. With time, collectors discovered that coins from the late 1970s were not only part of an important era of currency change, but were also becoming harder to find in high-grade condition. By 1978, millions of these coins had entered circulation, but very few were preserved in mint state. Decades later, it is those preserved coins that now command big prices, especially when graded by professional services and kept in pristine condition. The demand for the 1978 2 new pence is stronger than ever. Across the UK, Europe, and even the United States, collectors are willing to pay top dollar to secure this coin. Online platforms and coin auctions reveal just how many people are searching for it, often with multiple bidders competing aggressively. How many people want to buy it? The truth is that demand stretches far beyond just a handful of collectors. Thousands of coin enthusiasts are actively building complete decimal sets, and the 1978 issue is always on their list. Each year, more new collectors join the market, which only increases the hunger for coins like this. At present, the 1978 2 new pence with no mint mark has been seen selling for several $100s, while brilliant uncirculated examples can climb above $4,200 in the right marketplace. This current value proves that the coin is already highly sought after and can deliver a strong return for its owner. Is the value high or low? When compared to ordinary pocket change, it is astonishingly high. But when compared to the potential it still holds in the future, today's prices may one day look low. That is the beauty of collectible coins. They rarely lose their appeal, and their rarity only grows stronger over time. The history behind this coin is what makes it even more powerful. Britain had only recently transitioned to decimal currency in 1971, and the wording New Pence was still in use in 1978 to help the public adjust. The coin represents a bridge between old traditions and modern coinage, a period that will never return again. Why was it built? Quite simply, it was designed to meet the needs of a growing decimal economy, to circulate in millions and make transactions easier. Yet today, it has transformed into something far beyond its original purpose, a treasure that embodies both history and financial potential. Collectors today understand this dual value, historic importance combined with market demand. That is why they compete so heavily for the best examples of the 1978 2 new pence coin. The maximum prize for this coin is where the story becomes truly exciting. A flawless, sealed, or graded coin could potentially fetch over $5,000 in future auctions, especially as the decades pass and top-quality specimens become nearly impossible to locate. For the owner, this coin is not just an artifact, but an investment. Every year that passes increases its rarity, and every collector who adds one to their collection pushes the demand higher for those still left in the market. If you happen to own a 1978 2 new pence, you are holding far more than a coin. You are holding a piece of the UK's currency journey, a reminder of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign, and a financial asset that can continue to grow in value. Its appeal lies not only in its age or design, but also in the fact that so many collectors want it right now. The competition for ownership guarantees that its maximum value will only rise in the coming years. This is not a coin to overlook or dismiss. It may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but those who know its story understand that it is an extraordinary find. The current value is already impressive, but the future value can be even greater. As the coin crosses the 50-year mark and beyond, it will shift firmly into the category of rare 20th century collectibles, a space where prices often soar. So whether you are a long-time collector or someone who just discovered one in an old drawer, know that the 1978 2 new pence coin with no mint mark is valuable, desirable, and full of promise. Next up, the 1977 UK 2 new pence coin with no mint mark is a remarkable piece of British currency history that continues to attract collectors and investors from all around the world. Minted at the Royal Mint during the era of Queen Elizabeth II, it reflects a time when the decimal currency system was still considered new and exciting. The coin belongs to the New Pence series, which ran from 1971 until 1981. The wording New Pence was originally chosen to help the public adjust to decimalisation, distinguishing the new coins from the old pre-decimal pennies. By 1982, the inscription was officially changed to 2 pence, which makes the 1977 version part of a limited and highly collectible group. The design is elegant and timeless. On the reverse, the crowned plume of feathers represents the badge of the Prince of Wales, accompanied by the famous motto Ich Diene, meaning I serve. On the obverse, we see the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, a portrait that defined British coins for many years. This coin was built as ordinary change, but its journey since 1977 has been far from ordinary. Over the decades, it has shifted from a coin of daily use to a coin of serious value, with collectors competing to own the finest examples. The history of this coin tells us why it is valuable. By the mid-70s, decimal currency was well established, yet coins from these years are still considered part of the early decimal era. Collectors treasure them as historic markers of Britain's modernisation of money. The 1977 issue holds special significance because it was minted during the Silver Jubilee year of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, giving it even more historical weight. Today, the demand for the 1977 2 new pence with no mint mark is strong. Collectors across the UK, Europe, and the United States actively search for this coin to complete their decimal sets, and demand continues to grow with each passing year. If you are asking where you can buy it, the answer is clear. You can find it at reputable coin dealers, major coin shows, online auctions, and trusted collector platforms. These are the places where serious buyers and sellers meet, and where the true value of the coin is revealed. And where can you sell it? The same places provide opportunity. Auction houses and online platforms are especially powerful because they allow multiple collectors to compete for your coin, often driving the price higher than you might expect. How much is this coin really worth? The current value depends on condition, but the best preserved examples can already reach prices of over $6,200. Circulated coins may sell for less, but uncirculated and sealed coins command top dollar. Should you keep it or not? The answer is yes. The 1977 2 new pence coin has a future that looks very promising. As time passes, fewer pristine examples will remain in circulation, which only increases its rarity and desirability. Sealing the coin is highly recommended if you want to achieve the maximum prize. Coins kept in sealed holders or graded slabs by professional grading services always attract higher prices because buyers trust their authenticity and condition. It is important to remember that coins like this are not only valued for their metal content, but also for their historical significance. The Silver Jubilee connection adds another layer of importance, making it even more attractive to royal memorabilia collectors, as well as coin enthusiasts. The maximum value this coin can achieve depends on market conditions, but experts predict that high-grade examples could rise above $8,000 in future auctions. As time pushes the coin further into the category of vintage collectibles, prices are expected to climb steadily. For the collector, owning this coin is about more than money. It is about owning a piece of Britain's currency story, a coin that links tradition with modernization and marks an important milestone in the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. For the investor, the coin represents opportunity. With demand already strong and supply shrinking every year, the potential for growth in value is undeniable. Coins like this are not only keepsakes but also smart assets. This is why so many people want to buy the 1977 2 new pence coin. It appeals to history lovers, royal collectors, and financial investors alike. Its broad appeal ensures that demand will remain high for decades to come. The beauty of the 1977 coin is that it was never intended to be valuable. It was made for everyday use, yet today it has become a hidden treasure. That transformation is what makes it so exciting to own. When you hold this coin in your hand, you are holding history, rarity, and value all at once. And the story is still being written, because its maximum prize has not yet been reached. So whether you are buying, selling, or simply deciding whether to keep your coin, the answer is clear. The 1977 UK 2 new pence with no mint mark is valuable today, will be even more valuable tomorrow, and should always be treated as a treasure worth preserving. The opportunity is real, the demand is strong, and the maximum value is waiting to be achieved. This is not just small change, it is big money in the making.